Well, it's started out innocently enough. Now, I began to think at parties now and then, just to loosen up and be part of the crowd, you know. Inevitably, though, one thought led to another, and soon I was more than just a social thinker. I began to think alone, to relax, I told myself, but I knew it wasn't true. I mean, thinking became more and more important to me, and finally I was thinking all the time. That was when things began to sour at home. One evening I turned off the TV and asked my wife about the meaning of life. She spent that night at her mother's. Then I began to think on the job. I knew thinking and employment was, well, they don't mix, but I couldn't help myself. I began to avoid friends at lunchtime so I could read Thoreau, Muir of Confucius, Camus, and Kafka. Yeah, I'd even return to the office, dizzied and confused, asking, "What is it exactly we're doing here?" Well, one day the boss called me in and he said, "Listen, I like you, and it hurts me to say this, but your thinking has become a real problem." He said, "If you don't stop thinking on the job, you'll have to find another job." Well, this gave me a lot to think about. Well, I came home early after my conversation with the boss. "Honey," I confessed, "I've been thinking." "I know you've been thinking," she said, "and I want a divorce." "But honey, surely it's not that serious." "It is serious," she said, her lower lip all a quiver. "No, you think as much as college professors, and college professors don't make any money at all, so if you keep on thinking, we won't have any money." Well, that's a fallacious syllogism, I said impatiently. She exploded in tears of rage and utter frustration, but I was in no mood to deal with the emotional drama. "I'm going to the library," I snarled as I stomped out the door. I headed straight for the library in the mood for some John Locke. Roared into the parking lot with NPR on the radio and ran up to the big glass doors. They didn't open. The library was closed. To this day, I believe that a higher power was looking out for me that night. Leaning on the unfeeling glass, whimpering for Emerson. A poster caught my eye. It said, "Friend, is heavy thinking ruining your life? Stop before it's too late for you." You probably recognize that line. It comes from the Standard Thinkers Anonymous poster. This is why I am what I am today. A recovering thinker. God, I never miss a TA meeting. Well, at each meeting, we watch a non-educational video. Last week it was Porky's. Who knows what it's going to be next week? I never think about it. Then we share experiences about how we avoided thinking since the last meeting. I still have a job, and things are a lot better at home. Life just seems somehow easier since, well, as soon as I stopped thinking. I think the road to recovery is nearly complete for me. today I took the final step. I joined the Democrat Party. I did. I'm very proud of that, you know. It's very difficult to stop thinking. Especially when you've been addicted to it for so long. It's, but life is, like I said, much easier. I'll drink to that.